Why do we do things that destroy ourselves? And we know they destroy ourselves, but we still do them anyway. I've had multiple friends who have been very serious drug addicts, heroin addicts, and more. And one of the things I'm so struck by is how all of us, like, people are so used to hating on drug addicts as if there's some kind of magical flaw with them. But it's no different if we smoke cigarettes and know it's bad for us. Or me drinking coffee, even though it gives me acid reflux. Or someone that's very overweight binge eating when they know it's not going to help them. But for some reason, drug addicts get the worst rap because they think, oh, it's a filthy, dirty habit and all this kind of stuff. What people don't understand, what many of us don't know, is that when we, all of us are human, we've all done this, when we do things we know are bad for us, but we do them anyway, there is a very clear reason for it, often multiple reasons. Now in today's video, I really want to share how some of us all pick our own poison in unique, different ways. What's up guys, Alex Hine here, author of Master the Day, and I've had multiple friends be clinical alcoholics, drug addicts, like heroin drug addicts, and everything in between. And it's funny because from the outside, everyone will hate on them, right? They'll be like, oh, these filthy, disgusting drug addicts, they got AIDS and all this disgusting stuff. But what they don't understand is, for no matter how much crap you may give a drug addict, or you may think or judge or whatever, they hate themselves much more. They hate themselves way more than you can possibly hate them. So for you to be basically judging or thinking, this person's disgusting, they've got issues, what's wrong with them, I promise you, the pain they are going through to where they have to rely on drugs to function is way worse than you can imagine. And this is this idea of like picking your own poison. All humans self-medicate in some ways. All of us self-medicate in some ways. Like, I started drinking coffee 3 years ago because it helped me go to the bathroom. And in addition to that, it helped me just get focused and work because I had a full-time job. I was juggling my business and doing things on the side. And it was a lot of stress. But the biggest thing was that I found that the coffee became that comfort food. It became a comfort cure, where in the morning, I'd be a little bit hazy and unproductive. And I was like, all right, time to get focused, get my coffee, sit down, get the damn work done. And I would get the work done. And the coffee became my comfort food until it started giving me acid reflux. So I've told you how I have a super sensitive digestive tract, and coffee became such a big problem for me that even knowing that coffee would give me acid reflux, I still drank it. Why? It was literally destroying me from the inside, yet I still drank it. And one of the reasons was that the pain, the short-term pain, was still not as big as the short-term gain. So almost all of our behaviors as humans that we do in the long run, really, even if they're destroying us in the long run, we do them in the short run because right now they make us feel good. Right now they make us feel happy, even when we know we are destroying ourselves in the long run. So the very first reason why many of us do things that destroy ourselves, knowing they're bad for us, but we still do them, is because of physiology. Food functions a lot like a drug, right? We show withdrawal symptoms, we show addiction symptoms, we show overeating, binge eating symptoms. And just like whether it's smoking a cigarette, where nicotine is very addictive and it hardwires the brain, and many other aspects of drug addiction, or even for me, my coffee addiction, could have been just dopamine, that little rush of, ooh, like happy, yeah, things are going well. It could just be that physiological addiction going on, which is very, very common, especially in habits like food, alcohol, and drugs. Those are very, very strong physiological addictions, not just stuff that's in your head. So the second reason here is because of this kind of physiological addiction, the neural networks become so strengthened that they're hard to break. Just like really with any habit, researchers now are doing some pretty cool studies where they found that the internet is literally rewiring the brain, the neural networks of the brain, to become less focused. So people cannot concentrate, and it's not just made up. It's that the neural networks that are linked to concentration, focus, long-term being in the zone are getting weaker. If you don't exercise them, they get weaker. And these jump cut videos and these little snippet articles are leading people to not be able to read books anymore and watch full-length films and reading long articles. It's actually rewiring us. And that's a very hard habit to break, especially when it comes to, like for me, my coffee habit, which is one part physiological, right? Because coffee does affect the brain, but also it's a comfort food habit. It's the habit of, all right, I sit down in my office, I get set up, I put my external monitor up, and then I get my coffee, I look at my tasks for the day, and then I work. It was very hard for me to break that kind of cycle because of the fact that it's such an enjoyable part of my routine. It's neurally wired in my brain. The third reason here is often because, surprise, we're unhappy, right? Why would I, if I know this food's making me fat, if I know this cigarette's killing me, if I know the coffee gives me acid reflux, why would I still do it? It makes no logical sense, and that's because it's emotional. And the fact is that we often use these things because we're unhappy. I mean, it's so funny how many people I've talked to when it comes to wanting to lose weight, where I hear things like, they tell me all the BS about what they eat and the exercise, and then I drop a bomb. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Jill, that's great. Are you happy? And then there's a really prolonged pause, and they're like, yeah. As if they were super convincing, right? Yeah, I think I'm happy. Negative emotions are one of the main ways that people develop addictions in the long run. So addictions are really one of the ways that people really cope with the fact that they're unhappy. It's exceptionally common. When you get home and you watch TV or whatever, you're hanging out, and there's that little window in the evening, and you're just bored, or maybe you're lonely, or maybe you're not happy with your life. That's where food comes in. That's where smoking marijuana comes in. That's where drinking comes in. That's where hard drugs come in. All of us fill the void somehow with some way, which could be as mundane as video games or having sex to hardcore drug addiction that leads to death. Everyone picks their own poison in some way. And it's really important here, as we're talking about this, to think about ourselves. Like, in other words, what do you use to self-medicate? We all do things that destroy ourselves in the long run, often because we're unhappy. And right now, at least right now, for the next 30 minutes, I can guarantee that I'm numb enough that I don't have to think about the pain and all the shit going on in my life, that right now, I can just chill. I can stop worrying, I can stop stressing, I don't have to worry about the bills, the deadlines, the relationship imploding. Life's good right now, as long as I have my food, my cigarette, my bowl, my drink, whatever it is. Underlying all of this is almost always unhappiness, in some sense or in some fashion. And this really ties into the third thing here, which is that the short-term relief, temporarily, is better than the long-term pain. So the short-term relief of me smoking a cigarette or two so I can be calm, right now it helps me more than the long-term fear, which is out there somewhere, of me getting lung cancer or dying. Or the fear somewhere out there that in 10 years I'm gonna have that horrible cough waking up in the middle of the night. Even if it's guaranteed, right now, what's more guaranteed? The fact that I can smoke a cigarette and feel calm. The fact that I could drink 3 glasses of alcohol and will not give a shit about anything. The fact that I can binge eat a bunch of Oreos and I'm good for the next 10 minutes. That's guaranteed. The future is not. So the short-term thinking overpowers the long-term thinking, just because right now I can guaranteed feel pleasure. In the long run, it's not guaranteed that I'm gonna get sick and fat. It's very likely, but it's not guaranteed. And besides, it's out there, it's amorphous. It's just like, where is it? It's in the ether somewhere. Very often, it's because in the long run, you're like, right now I need this to be happy. So your tiny daily habit for today is to really be very conscious. Do you feel like one of these reasons, the 3 or 4 that I gave you, do you feel like these main reasons are one of the reasons why you are smoking or drinking or excessively partying or playing video games or eating in excess? Not aligned with your goals, not aligned with the deliberate life you want. Do you feel like one of these reasons is why that is? And if so, I want you to leave a comment right there below, 100% honest. Let me know which one of these you think is the main reason why you do something that you know is not getting you towards the goal you want and is destroying you. Did you like this video? If so, there are 3 ways you can really stay in touch with me. The first thing is obviously to click the subscribe button right there. Every single day I'm releasing a brand new Tiny Habit video to help you lose weight, feel awesome, and live better. Second thing is you can check out my book, Master the Day. Brand new, just came out, it's been topping the Amazon bestseller list, and it's been getting great feedback. It's all about the tiny success habits to help you lose your next 20 or 30 pounds and get to kind of that next level, both in your health, but also in your life. And the third thing is, come visit me over on my website, modernhealthmonk.com. Punch in your email there and I'll give you a free guide on the exact 5 daily habits to help you lose your next 20 or 30 pounds. So go do those 3 things now, and I look forward to catching you in the next video.